Good evening, Simon here, Explosive Action. I am back for a March movie update. Big pile of DVDs and Blu-rays here, very explosive action, so let's get into it. I know I say this every time, but let's try and keep this under an hour, shall we? We're going to start with the DVDs, and the first one comes with a mild disappointment, but then the revelation that there's no other way of getting this anyway, and that is Saigon Commandos. Philippine shot action film, jungle action film from 88 or 89, one of the two. And it is a German DVD, and it is what I expect, which is they've just gotten the master tape, the 1-inch master or the SD cam master or something from running off VHS tapes back in the 80s and 90s, and they just pumped it onto DVD, so it doesn't look that great. However, I bought it because I didn't have it. I didn't have the tape anymore, but I was annoyed because it does say the aspect ratio is 185:1. But as I'm learning with German DVDs, you're just really putting your money on the table, and you see what you get in the end. It is full screen. It is just VHS master. It looks better than VHS because it's from the master, but whatever. You're not going to win any awards. The cover art though, is very, very good. Very much dig this one. I haven't seen this artwork before. The Australian VHS was on CBS Fox, which used the Medusa artwork from the UK tape, which is really nice. This is just as good, I think, but quite different stylistically. But the movie itself, run of the mill, a bit more serious in a way for the Philippine jungle films. It's not Teddy Page territory. The director is Clark Henderson, who he's done like 4 films around the 80s, but other than that, he was more behind the scenes, like cinematographer or something like that. But it's a fine enough jungle actioner. It's just not one of my favorites. So there you go. Saigon Commandos, finally on DVD that is actually worth buying. I think it's actually been around for some time, like a decade maybe, but it just never ended up in my lap. Anyway, next up, I got a few of these from charity shop from the local Vinnies, which I was so surprised about because it's a UK DVD. Mortal Conquest, Daniel Bernhardt. I mean, look at the manliness on here. 2,000 years have passed, but the battle has just begun. Very much Highlander kind of theme going on there. This has also got the fantastic James Hong. I haven't checked this one out yet. I think it's also called G2 in the States. I think it's the same film. It is a secret of ancient martial arts power laying dormant, blah blah, forceful sword of Alexander the Great. With the strength and superior fighting skill, massacred an army of warriors led by the vicious Parmenion, which is James Hong. Now it's the year 2003, his enemies are back and determined to seek the man who would be king in their attempt to destroy him, etc., etc. 2,000-year-old battle, settle the score. This is going to be absolutely craptacular, so I'm hugely looking forward to it, and just amazed that this was in a local charity shop. Like, it's rare to find stuff that's not from Australia in a charity shop. It makes you wonder, what is the history behind this disc, this actual disc? Did somebody import a bunch of things? Was there someone like me and their wife got the shits and just sort of dumped it all at the Vinnies? Maybe they died, I don't know. It's not somebody just going to the local JB Hi-Fi and giving up their copy of a James Bond film. This is Mortal Conquest on a UK DVD. So anyway, happy to have it. This one was actually an eBay purchase. Had it on my watch list for probably a year. It always comes up as part of this highly compressed 3-movie DVD. I wanted the original Australian DVD. I wanted to pay not much, and I didn't. I paid $5 in the end, which I was very happy about. This is the Mosaic Project. This is like a PM entertainment film that they didn't make. It is so in that pocket. It is absolutely brilliant fun. Everything you like about early 90s action films, that they're still retaining the 80s, and they're giving it a go in 91, 92. It's all here. You've got your ridiculous bad guys with the long curly hair and the bandana. You've got mullets galore. You've got people in Hawaiian shirts. It was absolutely amazing. In the first, I think it was like 9 minutes, we had twin helicopter chase, machine guns, jumping, like parkour on buildings. explosions left, right, and center, dead bodies piling up, and then the opening credits. It was absolutely fantastic. Of course, they're really trying to grab you in that opening 9 minutes. It does have a small amount of lulls throughout the pretty short runtime. It was 84 minutes. Might have been, it was like 80 minutes plus credits. Actually, quite a short film. So the amount of lulls are actually quite minimal. It is a pretty full throttle film. It's got some pretty ladies in it. It's got some double crossing. It's got ridiculous science. Like these two guys. The whole point about this is that first 9 minutes is someone on the run from Black Ops or something like that. They drop this envelope and it's got some chips in it. These two blokes who are just walking around, just kicking the cans down the road, just bored, pick up this envelope with the chips in it, and now they're getting chased and whatever. Has a phone number in the envelope. They call it. They think they're about to cash them in and get a whole bunch of money. Nope. They get them surgically implanted, and now they're essentially superheroes, but for the bad guys. So they've got superior strength and all that kind of stuff. It is a ridiculous film, but it is so much fun. 80 minutes, exploding helicopters, a mosaic project. Definitely worth your $5. Highly recommend that. This one was also from the charity shop, and this was even above finding a UK DVD. Finding one of these York Pictures double feature discs from the States. Was that doing in an Australian charity shop? I have no idea. I sent a photo of this to Extra the Mutilator because I was quite excited. He didn't even know about this particular double feature, so that was cool. We have Deadly Ransom and The Pawn. I mean, look at them. Just look at them. They look like the most 1992 made-for-cable TV action suspense thrillers you're going to find. Deadly Ransom is a wealthy businessman, his beautiful daughter captured in a third world nightmare. That should be fun. Navy SEALs involved in that one. And stars, who have we got? Lauren Avedon is in Deadly Ransom, so that one's worth checking out, of course. And Brian James obviously shows up. He's always there to scream. And The Pawn involves a lieutenant that moves to New York, and it's not all what he thought it would be. Involves Russian gangs, that's topical, and he tries to do something about it, so it sounds like it's going to be a walking tall kind of thing, which is always a good side of fun for me. The Pawn, who's in this? We have Deborah Hanson, Donald Kwan, Greg Evergan. I don't know these people, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Look at that craptacular double feature. Look at it's one film per side, I think. Like, look at this, just shocking attempt at photoshopery, and like the colours fading off here. It's absolutely amazing. 2 films, 1 DVD. Deadly Ransom and The Pawn. Gonna be great. Moving it into the future. This was a relatively new release. Picked it up because of the cover and the price and the stars. This is Battle Drone. Modern, like last year, 2021. Modern action, bit of a sci-fi edge to it. Starring Louis Mandylor, who's cropping up in a lot of action films now. I think he's quite fine. Dominic Swain is in this. And Michael Paré is the bad guy. Not too sure who Natasha Malva is, but obviously she was in the film. This was pretty fun. It could have been better. Started well, petered off a bit, ended well. A lot of the films do that. But is Louis Mandylor? He has his sort of, his Expendables kind of team. That's why they call it Predator versus the Terminator here. And on the back it says Expendables meets the Terminator. Not a bad comparison. So he's got his Expendables kind of team, mercenaries for hire. They get hired for what they think is a battle game kind of thing. Turns into being forced to test out these, like, basically be cannon fodder for these robotic drone things, which are actually animated quite well. And then there's also people in suits. It's a mix of stuff from what I can tell. And it drags a little bit when they're doing a bit of the hiding from these drones and some sob stories about life are being swapped. I don't care about that, just blow things up. For the most part, though, you do get that. It's not quite epic as it says, but they do, try and destroy these Terminator-style robots that are out to kill them. So yeah, Battle Drone gives me I'll give it a 3 out of 5. I'm not going to oversell it. I'll give it a 3 out of 5, but worth your time. The next 3, I don't know, but I always have to do an update that involves Asylum films, don't I? Here we are. Oh, wordy. This was also in the charity shop. 100 Degrees Below Zero. US edition. There's no Australian DVD of this one, which is kind of weird, but anyway. Jeff Fay, John Rhys Davies. Top quality entertainment is coming here. It's cold as hell, apparently. There's John and Jeff Paycheck Fay. Absolutely fantastic. It's a shame there's no Eric Roberts. I guess he was not around that day. But anyway, apocalyptic thriller in the tradition of Day After Tomorrow. In the tradition of... They're starting their own tradition for sure, because, Day After Tomorrow would have been 300 million. This might have been $300. I guess that's a tradition. So anyway, it's an Asylum film from 2013, US release. Great cover. I like that. I doubt she's got anything to do with anything. Probably nothing to do with anything. Chain of volcanic eruptions rips through Europe. Enormous ash cloud blocks out the sun, plunging the continent to a new ice age. American couple must find their college-age kids and get them out of Paris before it freezes over. So it sounds a bit family, but anyway, we'll see how we go. And 2 Australian ones, we have Megalodon Rising, the sequel to Megalodon, because we need sequels to these things. And we have Tom Sizemore, and he needs a paycheck. I swear he's got to be Asylum's most used star at this point. Most often in sort of war kind of things, but he's doing everything. Oh look, man, there's a submarine. It probably does have war stuff. Is he a general? Yeah, he's a general. Look, he's right there as a general, and I'm pretty damn sure he was wearing the same stuff in the previous Asylum film I watched. So, man, maybe they just shoot him doing 10 movies, like Richard Harrison, Godfrey Hose style. They just film him, get the scenes, and just spread them throughout 10 films. Am I onto something? I very well could be. History's greatest aquatic predator returns. The armada of modern warships sent to destroy it has no chance of all. We're going to just get, bad sharks and CG. It's only rated PG, so we're not going to get any, brilliant gore. What am I doing with my life? Next up, man, I have high hopes in an Asylum fashion about this one. This is Devil's Triangle, starring Fred Williamson, the Hammer himself. I hope there is cigar action. That's all I can get out of this. If I just get him chewing a cigar, then I'm happy. A group of marine biologists crash land in the Bermuda Triangle, realize they have stumbled into the lost city of Atlantis. Quickly discover the city isn't friendly and its inhabitants are planning worldwide domination. He is nowhere to be seen on the back. Yep, I do not see a single photo of Fred Williamson, so that makes me worry a little bit. I think we might be getting a Bruce Willis kind of cameo here. Scanning the names on the back. Yeah, he's quite low down the list of names. I should have known this. Oh well, doesn't matter. We get Fred Williamson in some capacity in The Devil's Triangle. On to pile number 1 of Blu-rays, and the first 2 here. I've got to thank my good friend Suzanne for picking up for me from a local cash converters. It's sort of like a pawn shop kind of franchise. Somebody has clearly dumped their collection, their extensive collection, at a particular cash converter store. Unfortunately, most things are well overpriced, which is notorious for this franchise of stores. There's no $5 Blu-rays there. They get whatever the maximum is on eBay and add another $10 to it. But there was a couple of good things in there that were reasonable and still cheaper than buying new. So the first one was Laser Blast. I was happy with this one. She did end up getting 10% off a significant amount of things as well. So I ended up paying $18, which was fine. And all this stuff was either new or shrink wrap removed. Clearly very little watched. But anyway, Laser Blast, this one I had on a crappy Full Moon DVD, now I have it on a crappy Full Moon Blu-ray. Well, they say they've done some work to it, at least in widescreen. And we do get magical Klaus Kinski there on the front. I nearly bought, I think this might be 2 years old or so. Is it 2017? It's actually about 5 years now, oh my god. originally it came out, you could get it with a figurine, and I think the figurine was this alien from memory. I didn't end up doing it, I really should have, but anyway, now I've got this blue, this very silly, what is it, what year is this, 78, it's actually, wow, it's way earlier than I thought. This is pretty early Charles Band stuff. I don't think it even was full moon, it would have just been epic. So, yeah, there you go, Laser Blast. Been some time since I've seen it. Remastered from the original 35mm answer print. Oddball cinematic experience like no other. Looking forward to checking it out again. It's such a good artwork, but look at that. Amazing stuff. Laser Blast. And the other one she picked up for me, I expect this to be quite painful. Invasion of the Blood Farmers, but look at that great cover art. Very much VHS looking thing there, the Severin rainbow there, trying to look like some US VHS. Honestly, I picked it up because it was there. I have not heard anything good about this one. 70s grindhouse classic. They didn't put inverted commas around the word classic, but I'm sure they're implying it heavily. 1972, a team of New York exploitation outlaws that include Ed Adlam, Ed Keller, and Michael and Roberta Finlay, along with first-time assistant cameraman, future award-winning cinematographer Frederick Elms from Eraserhead, descended on bucolic Winchester country with 8.5 bottles of stage blood to make a movie about a druid cult seeking to resurrect their dead queen. The budget was $24,000. The cast was paid in beer. I mean, this is actually going to be great, isn't it? Surely. I hope it's not boring. That's all you got to do is not be boring, and I'm sold. 77 minutes, mercifully short, so that's good. A complete whack job of a film, apparently. All kinds of features, trailer and stuff. So, you know, again, $18. Cheap enough. Disc. I like the handy little black case. That's nice. See how I go on that one. On to another couple of new ones here. Particularly this one, Alligator. This has been, before you start wondering what the hell am I holding, obviously Alligator is a really, really good creature feature from, is it like 80 on the dot, 1980 on the dot. And I thoroughly enjoyed rewatching it again. The print has never looked this good. Before this, you had the old Anchor Bay DVD, and then, like, this is the first Blu-ray. It is also meant to be with a 4K, as you can see here. I have a Blu-ray, and I have the Blu-ray and the Blu-ray special features, no 4K. There's a weird little shop that I go to in the city who import all kinds of stuff, and they get it before release date. I don't know what they're doing, how they get it so quick, but anyway. When they get 4K releases, there's an option, if you don't care, and I really don't care, that you can buy the Blu-ray and the cover, or the 4K disc and the slip cover. You can pick between the two, and then you get them essentially half price. All I wanted was the Blu-ray and the cover. I did not even like the slip cover that they did for this. I think this poster is far better. So I did it. I paid far less and I got what I wanted. Some collectors would be very unhappy at that idea of splitting up the item, missing a disc, but I was never going to play that disc, so don't care. And the slip would have gone in the box. Whatever. So you get, you're meant to get a 4K UHD disc, and you get disc 2, which is the which one? The theatrical version of the film. And then you get the television version on disc 3, which I didn't watch. I've watched the theatrical version. Both get new 4K scans. As I said, looks fantastic. The movie is a lot of fun. Moves at a good pace. It's actually kind of, it's a bit like a police procedural, but the killer is this crocodile. They've treated it that way. It's not a creature feature like you might be thinking. It is essentially the drunk bum recovering policeman that's, gets the book thrown at him all the time, that kind of guy, and he's going after a murderer. Turns out the damn thing's a crocodile. So there you go, Alligator. There you go. Fantastic, good fun film, and really happy to have this on as a Blu-ray. Next one, we got two films here from Neil Marshall, who is apparently the director of Game of Thrones. Didn't know he was the director of that, but he was definitely director of The Descent. This is his last one, Reckoning. I got this because it's cheap and I wanted to get more of his films. Big fan of his stuff. The Descent is great, but hadn't seen this one, don't know a great deal about it. It was down to like $7 from Amazon, so simply just jumped on it for that. Set against the backdrop of the Great Plague and the subsequent witch hunts against women, Grace Haverstock, who is Charlotte Kirk, must grapple with the tragic, untimely death of her husband, Joseph, in society, consumed by fear and death. Because she rejects her landlord, Squire Pendleton's advances, she is falsely accused of being a witch and thrown in jail for a crime she did not commit. Sounding a bit The Crucible. Grace must endure physical persecution at the hands of England's most ruthless witch hunter, face her own inner demons as the devil himself starts to work his way into her mind. The devil had to show up at some point here with The Reckoning, so yeah, I'll give this one a go. Hopefully it's good. So yeah, The Reckoning. The other one I got of his, I don't know what people were going on about. This was friggin' good. Hellboy, the new one, Hellboy 3. Really? It really is Hellboy 3? It doesn't reboot, it just continues. It reinvents some stuff, but I thought this was so much fun. Like, I don't enjoy comic book movies. They're all dark and hero poses, and I don't know, I just don't get into it. 48 hours long. This was great. R-rated, good fun, lots of blood and gore, extreme violence. Mila Jovovich is just unhinged as this witch kind of person. David Harbour plays a really, really good Hellboy. Absolutely no problem with him there. I don't know what people were complaining about. Apparently it's actually closer to the source comic material than the previous two films. I wouldn't know. I've not checked it out, but I thought this was great. I was disappointed when I watched the special... No, I didn't watch the special feature on here, was it? Or did I read up? No, I read up about it. Because I was trying to see, they're doing another Hellboy. No, because this flopped. It absolutely, completely got destroyed. Which was very much a shame. But also what was more of a shame was that Neil Marshall himself basically said it was a paycheck film. He wasn't able to do his more arty films, I suppose, like The Reckoning, if he didn't get this one done. So he kind of isn't happy with it. I think there's a lot of production, the label, the film company, changing things, all that kind of stuff. Look, I think he's wrong. I think he's made a good film. I think it's a load of fun. It's 120 minutes and just flew by. It is completely fast action film. I don't know. Everyone's wrong on this one. Except for Extra. Extra the Mutilator, he was right. Everyone else is wrong. This is good fun. Hellboy. These next two, everybody was right. But I've got to do it anyway. It's Bruce Willis time. American Siege. This one was okay. He was actually in it. Hooray. It's a siege film. So he is the disgruntled sheriff in a town. He does that a lot now. And it's got, what's his name? Timothy Murphy is the mayor, who is pressuring an investigation. And it's basically these criminals sort of take a doctor hostage in his house. And you start the film going, they're the bad guys, they've taken the doctor, and then it goes through the film and you start to realize there's cracks in what's going on. Are they really the bad guys? It's a decent enough film. It's straight down the middle, 2.5 out of 5. Bruce is in it for a bit. He's in it enough, but really it's the bad guys that are the stars, really. I think it's one of those films. So in terms of Bruce film, it's entertaining, but just temper expectations as you would do. Not too bad. American Siege. This one was definitely him doing less. This is more of a Patrick Muldoon film. Quite entertaining. It's kind of a Die Hard in an oil refinery, something like that, with Bruce Willis playing the bad guy this time, which means he gets to sit down a lot and just bark orders, which I guess is what he's good at doing these days. But it has a siege again, but this time in this refinery. I think it was an oil refinery. And what's his face there, who is the sort of drunk, recovering alcoholic guy, gets involved as ironically what Bruce Willis would have done in Die Hard. Just sort of ends up in the situation, and that kind of deal where he works his way through the piping and all that kind of Die Hard stuff. Didn't actually occur to me until now that they've got reverse roles, but there you go. Yep, Patrick Muldoon is Bruce Willis in Deadlock. There you go. Entertaining enough again, probably another 2.5 to a 2.75 out of 5. A little bit more exciting than American Siege. But look, we're never getting another Die Hard again. If you're buying these films like I am, you know what you're getting. Next up, this time we are raising the caliber again, and we're going backwards in time to 1983. Deadly Force with Wings. Needed this one, and I got wind that Wings in Deadly Force was actually going out of print. I think a lot of these shouts are. What year did this come out? Don't know if they've actually got a copyright on the back. No, I don't see it. Anyway, I think it's a few years old now, and I think it's going out of print. So I jumped on it. Very excited to get this one, 1983. Last time I watched this was the Roadshow VHS, so it really needs a rewatch. I don't know if there was a DVD. I have no idea. The ex-killer is too insane to be caught, but one ex-cop is just crazy enough to try. Los Angeles in the clutches of terror, the killer stalks the streets. 17 people have died. The only clue is an X carved on the forehead. Enter Stoney Cooper, Wings Hauser, a former police officer, Tick, turned private detective, Tick. He's super tough, rebellious, angry, vows to bring the psychopath responsible for the X murders to justice. Awesome stuff. Deadly Force. This is a good one. I'm going to really enjoy rewatching this. But yeah, I think go check your Amazons and stuff, because I think it might be out of print. Go check the Shout Factory website. If they've got it down to the running out of stock section, it's actually a good way to get a heads up that things are going to be running out of stock, because once they're out of stock, it's down to what's in Amazon, etc. And yeah, I jumped on it, got a good price. Next up, we've got a couple of Dark Force double features. These were, I don't don't think these ones went wide. Did they go wide? Yeah, they both have barcodes, but I don't remember seeing these hit at least Amazon Australia, so that was proving difficult to get. Didn't want to go to Diabolic just for these. Couldn't go to Dark Force at the time, but somebody locally had these both for sale for a very good price, $20 each, which I was incredibly happy to be paying. The first one here is Bolo Yeung in Chinese Hercules. The second one is Bruce Lee in Bruce's Ninja Secret. Double Bruceploitation. Get what it says on the tin. We get Kung Fu Mania returning in the drive-in series with blah 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 marketing spiel. Bruce's Ninja Secret starring martial arts sensation Bruce Lee, and Chinese Hercules 1973 starring legendary Bolo Yeung. Goes on at what? It's got all this garbage on here about Damon Packard, and I just don't care. Two films. I presume they show it in their weird Grindhouse cut, but yeah, probably watch them separately. Happy to get them. These things are, they put in minimal restoration effort. That's fine. These things are challenging films to be working with, and nobody else is going to bother. But they are presented in scope. They are in English mono, and they're just rough scans from prints, but that's fine. Looking forward to checking that one out, or those two out. And this one we got a strange combination here. We get The Loners, which is sort of an Easy Rider kind of film. Never seen that, but I got it for Dragon vs. Needles of Death. Who's in that one? Dragon vs. Needles of Death. Doesn't actually say who's in that one, but it'll be more Bruceploitation. So, yeah. If it's Dragon, maybe it's Dragon Lee. Not too sure. And The Loners, yeah, not too sure what that's all about, aside from being a sort of Easy Rider kind of film. From 1972, starring Dean Stockwell, as a cross between Easy Rider and Bonnie and Clyde. Well, there you go. See what it's like. So cool. Another 2 for 2. Here's some more good stuff. We have Panther Squad. Another full moon disc. I was eyeing this off for years. Just, when am I going to get this? When am I going to get this? I don't know. Just didn't feel compelled to jump on it and pay full price, so I got it as a deal with those last two double features, and paid $15 I think, which is fine and dandy for me, for Panther Squad, which has very good cover art and Sybil Danning, of course, in it. What do you get when legendary exploitation studio Eurocine enlists the arresting presence of Amazonian cult movie goddess Sybil Danning to kick some international terrorist tush? Tush? Panther Squad, the coolest and craziest trash action movies of the 1980s. Some fantastic screenshots there. Take the photos on top. That's good fun. Who else is in this? You get Jack Taylor from Female Vampire, Karen Schubert from Emmanuel Around the World, Donald O'Brien from Zombie Holocaust, but all eyes are on Sybil. It's like got massive machine guns and big boobs. I'm going to enjoy it. Panther Squad. And the next three, we're going to have some Eurocrime, a bit of Merle, and a bit of Franco. The first one here we have is Commissioner Mariani. Commissioner Mariani. Usually spelled with a C, but the Germans. This one I haven't watched yet, but this one's a Stelvio Marci film. And this one is with Maurizio Merli there on the front cover there. Really cool art on this one. So yeah, can't speak too much about this. I haven't checked it out yet. It's got German and German and Italian audio, and then German and English subtitles. So you get Italian and English, which is a good winning combo for me. Yeah, I'll check this one out. No idea about this one though. The next two I did watch and I thoroughly enjoyed. We get Day of the Cobra with Franco Nero and Sybil Danning and William Berger. This one was good fun. Lots of double crossing in this one. Can't read anything off the back though because it's all in German, but yeah, trust me, this one was a good one with Franco. Top form Franco actually in this one, and yeah, Sybil Danning was very easy on the eyes, so check this one out. There's a director, it's Enzo Castellari. That's why this one was so good. This is an Enzo Castellari film. So yeah, Day of the Cobra, recommend. And the last one we've got here in the Eurocrime pile, everyone was going nuts about this thing when it got announced. You can't get it through Amazon Australia or Amazon US. You can only get it through Amazon DE, who don't ship to me. Diabolic DVD, shipping a bit pricey. But I found it on Strange Vice. It kept selling out everywhere, but I finally got one. This is High Crime. Blu-ray, though, it is in a DVD case, but yeah, this is another Franco Nero and Enzo Castellari combination. This one is a real winner. Very, very cool, like right of the time. What year is this? 73, right in the classic era of these Eurocrime films. I had a lot of fun with this one. The back is again all in German, but he's playing a Commissioner Belli this time, and just essentially going around and beating up criminals until he gets the answers that he wants, and progressing his way through more and more criminals to get the answers that he wants, and just beats them up. It's classic Enzo and Nero combination. It looks great. 185:1, nice Blu-ray. Comes with a booklet in German, but has some nice pictures, cover art and stuff, but I can't read a word of it. So these are from Film Art, who do initial releases in Spy. Are they Spy number? Yeah, number 18. In these DVD cases. As I've missed the previous 17, I'm somewhat annoyed. But what happens eventually is they release them. This is Film Art again. They do them in a standard blue. Honestly, I would have kind of preferred this cool black normal Blu-ray case than the big red one. But you know, it is what it is. You want to get in now, and you have no guarantee when they're going to do the reissues. So there you go. High Crime finally on Blu-ray. Awesome. On to the third pile now. These are all the special type ones, as I usually leave them to last. This is definitely leaving something to last. I don't know. I actually don't know why it took so long to get this. I already bought part 2. I got that when it came out. I don't know what I was thinking, but anyway, I finally got it, and I had to buy it from a local seller that was selling his copy to ensure that I got the slipcover. Silent Night, Deadly Night. I know, I'm so late on this. This, slipcover edition's sold out. The regular edition is sometimes challenging to get. 101 Films did a fancy box set. It's sold out. All that has happened in the time it's taken me to finally pick this thing up. But a genuine American slasher classic. It's a proper Christmas film. Proper good fun. Very, very crazy, uber sleazy, guilty pleasure. Come on. It's not a guilty pleasure. This isn't like, Tammy and the T-Rex. This is just a proper good slasher film. You get the theatrical version on disc 1 with a new HD transfer from the OCN. And disc 2 is the unrated version, new HD transfer, also from the OCN, with standard definition inserts for the extra bits. You get Sleigh Bells Ring, the story of Silent Night, Deadly Night, featuring interviews with the writer, producers, all kinds of cool people there, Linnea Quigley involved. A Then and Now locations featurette, audio commentary, more audio commentaries, poster artwork, and Santa's Stocking of Outrage. I have no idea what that is, some kind of feature. But underneath, there's them all. traditional artwork. And just in case that you're getting very late on this bandwagon and you see a Blu-ray that looks like this, and he says from Anchor Bay, and go, oh, I remember Anchor Bay, they're good. That Blu-ray is trash. Don't get that one. Get this one in some form, or the 101 films from the UK release in some form. Don't buy that Anchor Bay one. It's just upscaled nonsense from DVD. There's the 2 discs, and yeah, you get the slip cover on the reverse, but if I'm going to have the slip on the outside, I want the original art on the inside. So yes, finally the first one on Blu-ray from Shout Factory, Screen Factory. Next up, another Umbrella DVD into the trash bin. This is the Antichrist, Italian classic from '74, from Alberto Di Martino. I haven't seen this one since I got that DVD, which would have been pre-2010. I had it for a very long time, so it very much needs a rewatch. But it is a Italian rip-off of The Exorcist. 74, that was 73, so it's hot off the heels. Satanic shocker from director Alberto Di Martino from Shadows in the Empty Room. That movie is Eurocrime gold. It's also called Magnum. I've just forgotten. I'll put it in the thing down there below. Shadows in an Empty Room. They're trying to give it a giallo look, but it's not. It's a Eurocrime film. But anyway, yes. Moving right along. In Rome, a beautiful woman, Carla Gravina, is left paralyzed by the trauma of a horrific childhood accident, but when placed under hypnosis, Exorcist 2, she is seized by visions of her past life as a heretic and becomes a foul-mouthed seductress. A taste for perversion that leads her to defilement by Satan. Yes! Defiled by Satan. What a great name for a movie. But it's called The Antichrist. So anyway, there's the slipcover, which is kind of boring. But you know, it is what it is, and they didn't change it too much. You got the reverse, the Tempter, which I'm not sure, maybe that was the US VHS title. I'm not too sure what the go is with that. And you get the disc and just the Antichrist underneath there, which I think is the same as the slip. Yeah, it's the same. So yeah, I thought I'd show the reverse just so that it was something different. The Tempter, though I've never heard of it known as that. So yeah, you get a featurette called Raising Hell with the director Alberto Di Martino and composer Ennio Morricone. That's cool. I'll check that one out. Audio commentary by film historian Lee Gambin, good guy, and TV spot kind of trailer deal and opening credits with the Tempter version, which is nice. English and Italian audio, presumably subtitles. Yes, it does have subtitles for the Italian. So there you go. Antichrist from Kino Lorber, a very nice upgrade. Next up, I have never seen this film. I just remember the Australian VHS, and you know, I'll check it out. I've been told it's not great. The Ghost Riders, really nice artwork, really nice slip. What year is this? 1987. You can't kill what's already dead. I think this is one of those, you know, VHS rental classics, but yeah, not one I'm too familiar with. I'm going in very blind. In 1888, Hangman's noose tightens around his neck. Frank Clements, the most feared outlaw in the West, uses his last breath to invoke a generational curse on the town preacher and his descendants 100 years later, 1988. Modern time, you know, current day. Frank and his gang return from hell to seek their vengeance. Hampton, the great-grandson of the preacher, along with the friends Corey, such an American name, Corey and Pam, all find themselves defenseless against these bloodthirsty phantom cowboys, impervious to weapons and seemingly cannot be stopped. I mean, it sounds good on the tin, but I have been told it's not great, so we'll have to check it out myself. Nice new remastered disc here from MVD. Yeah, not in their numbered range though, so it's not like the what are they calling that range? I can't remember what they're calling that range. The Rewind, MVD Rewind, but it feels like it could have gone in MVD Rewind, because I think this was the VHS kind of rental deal. But anyway, there you go. Directed by Alan Stewart, starring Bill Shaw, Jim Peters, Ricky Long, Carrie Powell, Mike Ammons, and Arland Bishop. Don't know who any of them are. Ghost Riders. Next one, we got some Severin video upgrades. Don't Go in the House. Awesome slip on this one. And there's two sort of parallel releases at once. This Severin edition, and then there's the Arrow Films edition. I learnt this afterwards. It's fine, I'll deal with it. 2-disc edition from Severin. If you get the Arrow edition only direct from their store, Not only do they have their version of this artwork, but it says Arrow in that recreation of a third disc with another cut of the film. So it would have been nice to get that to be complete, but here we are. Cool VHS cover, reissue, reprint, redesign, rethought. I love their Severin logo on this one. But underneath, I put the German artwork, Das Haus der Lebenden Lichen. Isn't lichen the stuff that grows like moss? I don't know. A great film, gruesome and nasty little gem, deserving of a loftier placing in horror history. It is a good fun film from 1979, and it was on the DPP 39 for all you Video Nasties fans. So yeah, about time we had a really good Blu-ray of this one. We get another artwork, I think. Yeah, so the artwork that most are recognizing is this one, Don't Go in the House. In fact, I might flip it now. I'm already grown tired of that German artwork. Just flip that there, get another look at it. There you go, Don't Go in the House. That's how you'd normally see it. And probably that's going to be the wide version if you don't get it with the slip, I would guess. You get disc 1 is the Burning alternate TV cut. I didn't know this was also called The Burning. Really? Is that just a funny name to put here? Alternate TV cut, audio commentary, archival commentary, interviews, etc. Disc 2 is the integral cut, which is sort of mixing all together and getting like the best version you can get. I think the third disc from Arrow is the theatrical cut, so that would have been nice to have rather than the TV cut, but whatever. I'm sure I'll just watch the integral cut and that will be the version I will enjoy. Audio commentary on that one with Stephen Thrower, which is always good. Video essay by David Flint. More interviews. Open matte flamethrower scene. That's cool. See that in open matte. 2K scan from the OCN. Yeah, there you go. That is Don't Go in the House. Really cool to get this one upgraded and the old DVD thrown away. Back in its slip. Next up, this one is from Arrow. This is Deadly Games. Another one I don't know too much about. I remember there being an Australian VHS and I think it had a different title. Somebody might be able to correct me on that, but it just looked like something that I might enjoy, and I like the embossed logo there, kind of reflective and embossed. Very cool. Take a look inside. That's I think our VHS might have used that artwork. It's really stretching my memory. But there you go, the rolling the dice. It's got Steve Rails back. He's always good value. In the sinister best as a troubled Vietnam vet in 1982's Deadly Games, tale of infidelity, madness, and murder from director Scott Mansfield. Masked maniac with a penchant for monster-themed board games is playing his own twisted game with the women of a small American town. Each time the dice is rolled, another victim meets a grisly end. Returning home to mourn the death of her murdered sister, Keegan, played by Joanne Harris, befriends local cop Roger and reclusive cinema projectionist Billy, played by Railsback. Soon finds herself in the killer's sights. So there you go. That sounds fun. I think I'll enjoy this one. Intriguing early 80s slasher oddity. And yeah, it is one that I vaguely recall on VHS. I don't even know if it's had a DVD. Arrow are quite good at getting something from VHS. When they're at their peak, Arrow are the best at when they get an old VHS and first time ever just go straight to HD. That's when they do their stuff the best. Not when they're just reissuing Argento films on a steelbook for the 50th time. This is when they're doing their best work. So yeah, bunch of documentaries and trailers and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, Deadly Games. If you've seen it, let me know what you think, because I would like to know, should I bump it up the queue? I think I might need to. It looks fun. The next 4, I went and got the entire bundle for the, when was this, February? Might have been January, probably the January bundle. Hell, it could have been December. It took them a while to get this bunch ordered from Mondo Macabro. And they don't often do Japanese films, but they did Hiroko the Goblin, which is nice. And there's a UK edition out too. So if you are more UK centric, I think it is. No, I can't remember who it is. There's a UK company, not Mondo. Someone else is doing it in the UK. But yeah, Japanese film from 1990, and I remember this being crazy. I had an old Hong Kong DVD, but has been quite some time. So need to check this one out again soon. From director Shinya Tsukamoto, and as an eccentric archaeologist disgraced amongst his peers for his theories on the supernatural, one day receives a letter from his brother-in-law telling him an ancient burial mound has been discovered in the grounds of the local high school. Discovery that might prove his theories to be true. When he arrives, the school is closed for summer vacation. He discovers that his brother Yabe has gone missing, along with the school's female pupils. Oh, hello. Teaming up with Yabe's son Masao, Hideo searches for an ancient tomb, convinced he might be finding the burial place of Hiroko, a fearsome demon from ancient legends. So very cool. Inside the big red case, disc booklet, which is nice, and reverse art. Is that reverse art? No reverse art on this one. So as with Mondo, if you missed the red ones, which they may or be gone now, I don't know, the numbered editions, there's a wide release. You'll be able to get a wide release. So there you go. Hiroko. Next up we get The Laughing Woman. Another giallo for the collection. This is from 1969, quite early, directed by Piero Shivazappa. Piero Shivazappa. Whatever. Piero. It is, I haven't seen this one yet. It's in Italian with English subtitles, which is good, or in English audio. Deliciously twisted pop art extravaganza. Dagmar Lysander plays Maria, a woman employed in the press office of a large philanthropic organization run by the stern Dr. Sayer. One Friday, she visits her house to collect some journals, accepts a drink from him, and the next thing she knows, she finds herself chained to a metal frame in a room bathed in a sickly red light. Sayer tells her how she is now his prisoner. He can do anything he likes with her, even kill her. Doesn't sound very giallo. Kind of is in a way, I suppose. It's cat and mouse. Well, that's giallo. So there you go. Iconic late 60s production design and a brilliant music score by Stelvio Cipriani, and a witty script. So there you go. I'll check this one out. Next one. Great cover. Succubus. I really don't know much about this one. Directed by George Tresler. This is this an Italian film or an American film? Oh my god, the photo on the back. I wonder if I'll get shot for this. Well, anyway, I am assuming that is milk. Let's just go with milk on that, because otherwise I wouldn't be showing on the back. But anyway, she's drinking milk. Swiss legend tells of 3 herdsmen who invoked the forces of evil and were punished terribly for their sacrilege. The story of that sacrilege and its punishment. A folk horror, gruesome and ancient story retold by people who live in the Alps. Mountain range that spans blah blah blah. I know my geography. The boy finds a peculiar tree root shaped like a face. He brings it back to the hut, makes a kind of wig out of old straw. Am I getting the full plot here? Baptize their creation with strong liquor, and what the hell? One of the men pretends to have sex with it. What the hell is going on? Succubus. This is going to be one crazy ass film. Another red case. There you go, another cool booklet and cards. There's the booklet. You get some photo cards. Are they friendly? Ooh, friendly enough. Oh, I can't show that one. And yeah, booklet with some text and images. So very cool. Get that back in there. Come on. So when I'm in a what the hell mood, I think I think Succubus is going to go up there. So there you go. Crazy. And the one I did watch, and I don't know, it was atmospheric, but it was very bloody slow. Kind of boring. School of Death. Yeah, look, I was happy to see it. It had some good, it looked good. It was very gothic horror, but it moved so slow. It moved like treacle. Directed by Pedro Ramirez. Outwardly respectable St. Elizabeth's School for Girls in Victorian London is a place where young orphans and other female waifs and strays are trained to be good wives and servants destined for employment in the houses of upstanding citizens. It's got the headmistress, Miss Wilkins. She was really good. She was vile. She's a firm disciplinarian. If her girls seem rebellious, she just beats the living Christ out of them, gives them a good strapping. But one of the rebellious students, Lenore, played by Spanish actress Sandra Mozarowski, who was very enjoyable to watch, we'll say that, tries to find out what happened to her friend Vera, who disappeared after a night sent to a rich man's house. You've seen the movie The Woods? It's a bit like that, but I think that was a better retelling. Anyway, discovers is more horrifying and twisted than she could ever imagine will she live to tell the story. So look, it was okay. It was just slow. It looked great. It was just slow. And look, maybe one day I will enjoy it more when I'm in the mood for something very slow, very talky. Got another booklet. Very talky, quite booby, and yeah, just a bit ho-hum. But there you go. School of Death. We'll finish it up with 2 box sets here. One, I don't know why I didn't get this ages ago. I literally bought the figurine before I got this Blu-ray set. It went out of stock for at least a year on Amazon Australia. It finally came in stock again, and it was back to a decent price. So I finally picked it up, and that's the Ultraman Blu-ray box set through Mill Creek, isn't it? I think it's Mill Creek. Yeah, it's Mill Creek. But don't hold that against them. They're doing good stuff these days. They actually are. They used to be the bargain basement, 50 movies on a DVD kind of company, but they've really improved. So yeah, Ultraman, classic Japanese sort of, kids TV serial, I suppose, but what's the term I'm meant to use? I want to say kaiju, but that's big monster. It is not that. It is... someone's yelling at me right now. The name... It is most likely Extra. He's probably yelling at me right now. Well, he can keep yelling at me because I cannot remember the name. Kaiju for monsters, and then something for this kind of, this kind of TV series, this kind of people dressed up kind of series. I cannot remember the name. But anyway, wasting my time. There's the set. So it's series number 2. Before this is Ultra Q, and that one is still out of print, at least through Amazon Australia. And I really want to get that one. Because that one looks more like yokai kind of monsters. Everything just looks wacky, really crazy stuff. But, lots of individual discs here for the series. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 discs. How many episodes is this thing? Does it say? It's 1967 broadcast. It's in Japanese with English subtitles. I don't think it actually tells me how many episodes. Well, I'll presume that many discs. It's going to be probably like a couple of dozen, 24 maybe. Take a guess. Not too sure even how long they are, if they're an hour long or what. Booklet goes through all the production information. There we go. Was scheduled for 39 episodes. Production split into 13 episode blocks. So do we get 39? Yes, we do. We do get 39 episodes. That's actually quite a lot. That's good value set. There's Ultraman. And every single episode gets a photo and a chapter. Remember old DVD chapter cards? This is like that. Mill Creek have really changed their style. So much good stuff these days. Got all the monsters in here. That word is really starting to shit me. I need to know what it is. Oh well. I'll be putting it in big, bright letters right about now. And I'll hit myself on my forehead and go, that's what I meant. Because now you've seen it. Anyway, Ultraman. And I want to get Ultra Q. I'm not too fussed after that. There seems to be I think it's still going now. There's like 4 billion different versions of this thing. 80s versions, 90s versions, 2000s. I'm good with just Ultra Q and Ultraman. So hopefully I can get Ultra Q at some point. Start going through those. I think the kid's going to like them. And the last one I got here, 88 Films Upgrade, Black Cat. In their... did they put this in the Cat 3 line? They probably did. Yeah, I think they did. So yeah, nice. I like these boxes that they're doing on some of their new releases. Very cool. Details on the back. And you get booklet with artwork that's kind of similar to the Fortune Star Legendary DVD that I've got. There you go. Interview photos I can show. So yeah, a fairly twisted, revengey kind of film. Lots of good fun. And there's the disc. You get a lot of these things. You get lobby cards and a poster, which I will not unfold. But yeah, I wonder if they'll do Black Cat 2. So if you've not seen it, not to be confused with the various retellings of Poe's famous tale, this has nothing to do with those Black Cats. Black Cat is a high-octane Hong Kong action thriller. Provides entertaining precursor to the likes of Kill Bill Volume 1 and South Korean classic The Villainess. Very true. You think of some Kill Bill in this. Kathleen. Catherine Jade Leong, mentally disturbed young woman, is detained by police after accidentally killing a truck driver. She finds herself part of a covert training system. Programmed as an assassin, having learned a host of deadly skills, becomes a lethal government weapon, codenamed Black Cat. Director Stephen Shin from Brotherhood, Easy Money and Black Cat 2. Initially intended to make a straight-up remake of Luc Besson's La Femme Nikita, but when Disney bought out the rights, he was forced to rethink. His solution was Black Cat, a slick, action-packed, gun-toting thrill ride. From 1991, so I don't, maybe this actually isn't in the Cat 3. I swear I've seen it with it. Maybe my Legendary's got the sticker. But 1991, you're leaving that territory, but you're still kind of in it, so there you go. Black Cat, and yeah, very cool. Finally got this on Blu-ray. I think there was a Hong Kong Blu-ray as well. I was going to start getting those. There's one of the companies is doing good Hong Kong Blu-rays. There's been crappy ones like Cam did just with his upscales, but there's been a recent company doing good ones. But I swear 2/3 of them have been getting UK releases 6 months later, so I just don't think I'm going to bother. I will just play the long game and wait for Eureka or 88 to put them out like they did here with the Black Cat. So that is this update. Hope you all enjoyed. I'm pretty sure I made it under an hour. Did I just lie to myself? Does it say an hour and 10 minutes at the bottom? Well, hopefully it doesn't. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like, subscribe, check out this guy, that guy, whatever they may be. See you next time.